how have you got on in your portfolio in May? Mine has been quite interesting, and you will see I've changed a lot. Have I just sold everything? Let's wait and see. But before we even get there, let's go and have a quick look and see what has been going on in the markets. So if we have a quick look here, you can see that the FTSE was up over the last month about 0.29%. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Mark of Desperately Seeking Fi. In this video, I'm going to talk through what's been going on within my Trading 212 portfolio and show you some of the big, massive changes that I've been doing as I was going to say consolidating, but you may not think that it has been consolidating when you have a look and see what is going on under the hood. Let's jump in and see, how have I done? I've beaten the market, and that doesn't happen very often. So over the last month, I have seen a rate of return of about 3.3%. And I think lots of you on the social side of things have also been seeing some big gains over the last month. And you also see quite a bit of cash being held in here, but there is a whole reason behind that. If you have a look, you will see that my growth pie has disappeared. I've basically sold out of all of the growth stocks that I used to hold. So let's go and have a look and see what all I sold out of. So you had JGGI, you had Evolution Gaming, Novo Nordisk, Rolls-Royce, SML, Hashtag Technology, Bloomsbury Publishing, and IGG Group. You will also see on there that I have added something called Gilt-y Pleasures. So a few of you I know have had a look at this, and I can't remember, but big shout out to whoever it was that came up with the Gilt-y Pleasures suggestion for this pie. I thought it was quite funny. But in here we have three different gilts of bonds, and we've got BGov, which is the Vanguard UK Gilts. I've got this set up, you can see basically that's at 50% and then split over the other two at 25% each. You've got the Invesco corporate bonds and the iShares JP Morgan emerging markets bond. Basically looking at these to try and just have a steady income that eventually, when I actually hit financial independence, I could draw out on these. So if you're looking at that, that's got a dividend yield of 5.83. The Invesco corporate bond slightly higher than that, and the VCOV coming in the high fours. What is of real interest is that I'm going to be starting a new series that's going to talk about the late FI starter playbook that I'm pulling together at the moment. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That should be coming out in July. And you'll see a slight change to the way that I'm actually running the channel. I'm going to still do a little bit of the portfolio update, but I'm going to talk about what am I doing to get myself ready for financial independence, because there are lots of things out there that we need to pay attention to. It's not all about the money. Even though the money is important, there are other things that we need to be looking at. So you need to be looking at your health as well as your wealth, and then also relationships, because things are going to change as you move from working into that financial independence era. The next stage, as they say, the next act of your life. So we have a look on Snowball Analytics. You'll see some of the sells that I actually made this month. You are looking at Novo Nordisk. This is the only one that I sold out of being down, and that basically loss of about £100 at 15% down. The remainder actually made up for that if you can look and see how much of a profit I made from some of them. And these are all within my stocks and shares ISA, so I don't pay any capital gains on any of these. I managed to secure the profits that I've seen. So you've got Rolls-Royce over 400% up, taking out nearly £1,000 in profit on that. Hashtag Technology at one stage was looking pretty red, but managed to pull through 11% up and bagged about £100 on that one. Bloomsbury, and basically that was up about 20%. Quite happy. That was the Sarah J Maas announcement that pushed that price up. So took a nice little profit out of that. ASML up almost 100% on that one, and IG Group. So you'll see across all of those walking away with about 4,000 in profit from that, and that's basically gone into buying into the Gilt-y Pleasures pie that I've set up on Trading 212. You'll then see a new pie on here, and that is the UK Housebuilders. This one, once again, hasn't done particularly well over the last month. I'm down about 6%, but in here I have 4 different holdings, and these are ones that I held elsewhere within the portfolio already, so I've just moved these into this single pie. So looking at Taylor Wimpey, Barrett Redrow, Vistry and Persimmon. Let's wait and see whether or not the government start to hit any of those targets or get anywhere close to it, because I could really do with seeing the value of that start to move up and having all 4 of them also paying a dividend, because at the moment Vistry is not, and it is bleeding me dry because I'm down over 50% on that. But basically I'm just going to leave those as they are and see what happens. We desperately need more houses being built within the country, so hopefully that will happen over the lifetime of this parliament. I am going to hold the Ryder Cup of dividends pie. It's quite an interesting little experiment that I started a few months before the Ryder Cup last year. In here I basically have 24 different stocks, both European and American, so 12 of each, as you would do with the Ryder Cup, the 12 players. And I'm going to do a detailed video on this in the near future that talks through how I chose these and why I'm just going to keep this running, the sunset potentially. But looking at that, up 13.5% over the last year. And also remember, these are still paying dividends, and across this one pie, dividend is somewhere in around the 4% mark. You will also see another new purchase in here, and this is the All World ETF pie, and I have one single ETF in here, just trying to keep it nice and simple, and this is the same ETF that I'm invested into, both on the SIPP that I've recently signed up to on Trading 212. And this is one of the things I'm trying to simplify down the holdings that I actually have. So I've now got those 3 bonds or gilts and this one ETF. I will continue to just keep dripping into the dividend pie that I'm going to jump into now. So this is my monthly dividend pie, and this is made up of about 15 different holdings in here. The largest single stock that I actually hold is Realty Income. This is the monthly dividend payer, and I get a nice little tidy £30 per month drops into my account, currently paying about 5.72%. You've then got Legal and General. This is the one that pays me the biggest amount of money in a single go, and this one is up about 20% in the portfolio, and it's done pretty well over the last month at up 9.5%. And still paying a tiny little 8% dividend. I'm not going to run through all of these. You will see that I have some that are doing particularly well and some that are still struggling a little bit. So you've still got the UKW and Trig are still in around that 20% down mark, but I've held these 2 investment trusts for about 2.5 years now, so actually paying a 10% dividend yield on UKW and something very similar on Trig. So they have basically covered that lack of growth by that dividend, and also what's quite good about UKW is it keeps increasing its dividend yield every year, so that is another thing that I'm quite happy about, and that's one of the reasons that I actually picked the Ryder Cup of dividends, was for that combination of dividend yield and growth, looking at that being over 10% per year. Another one that isn't doing particularly well is Alexandra Group, but look at Lloyd's in there. That one is up nearly 140%. If we zoom out, we can see that it hasn't been there. And that's paying, because of that huge growth, its dividend yield has reduced quite considerably down to about 3.5%. So my worst performer continues to be Oxford Lane Capital, bouncing on in around that $10 mark. I'd also said that I had set up a SIPP recently on Trading 212, and to see whether you're actually capable of signing up to that, and it's been something that I have been waiting for quite some time to happen. You go to that home screen and then go to the drop down in the top left hand corner, and there you will get a choice of the 5 different accounts that you potentially can have. You may see the SIPP in there that says you need to take some action or something in there. All you have to do is press that, go through the online instructions that you get, but within this one I have, as I said, a single holding, and that single holding yet again is Invesco's FTSE All World FTWG. Ticker of that is FTWG, and I've just been trickling into that, and I've set up basically an automatic investment of £20 per week going into this SIPP, and that basically means when I get the tax rebate for the 20%, that pushes me up to £100 going into that SIPP every single month. So what are you doing with your investments at the moment? Have you seen a good month? Have you managed to beat the 3.3% that I've managed to achieve in May? Drop a comment down below. I'd love to see how you've got on. I thought you might be interested in having a look at this video. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.